Welcome back. We have got Showdown. So, we're going to start off with James Storm winning cleanly over Brian Knobbs in a hardcore match, just with the aim to get James Storm more over. He's got a good skill set, and I think he's definitely one for the future. Torrie Wilson, first interview with Jindrak and O'Hare as their manager. I'm hoping that'll add another dimension to them as a team, give them that bit of more charisma that they need to be more successful. Raf is going to beat Roadkill cleanly. Roadkill, not much more than a jobber at the moment. And Raf, he's gone back to his badass gimmick. And I'm just really hoping that after all the overness he's lost, he can sort of get a bit back. Then Sean Stasiak is going to lay into Jeff Jarrett to keep up that feud. Mike Awesome's going to beat for Road Warrior Hawk. Sting is going to call for Wall out because he wants another shot at his TV title. Every time he's faced a Wall, the Wall has cheated, and they end up having a big brawl. Young Dragons defend successfully their Cruiserweight Tag Championships against Air Raid. How many times they've had matches together, but every time they put on a classic. Chris Kanyon and Shane Douglas also have a bit of a brawl. Buff Bagwell in a feud ender Texas death match. Buff Bagwell is going to get the better of the cat to end that feud. Lash LaRoe, after knocking Kurt Hennig out with his World Championship, he is going to have an interview to say how he is going to win that title for real next time they square off. If Kurt Hennig has the balls, of course. Chavo Guerrero in the main event is going to retain his Cruiserweight Championship against Shane Helms. So for Filthy Animals 2001, Chavo and Billy lost by cheating to 3 count Helms and Moore last episode, with Helms pinning Guerrero. So that's the story behind that match. Doesn't seem to have done anything really, a bit pointless. But Power Slam 1, 2, 3, and Brian Knobbs, purely a jobber. I don't think he's won a single match during our time in WCW. That seems they seem to have got a better rating for that. I thought maybe a bit higher because Torrie Wilson, the most over female in the whole company at the moment. But I'm sure once fans get more used to them, they'll start to gain more heat. Raf and Roadkill. Roadkill lost overness, that's fine. Raf gained overness, that's exactly what we wanted. And to be fair, a better rating than I anticipated. Sean Stasiak backstage feuding with Jeff Jarrett, 78%. Very good surprising match there with Mike Awesome and Road Warrior Hawk, 2 big guys. And that's really surprised me, actually, that one. And of course, afterwards, Sid Vicious comes in and he leaves Mike Awesome down after hitting him with a chair. So 69%. Sting's in the ring, calls out the Wall. Wall runs down, hits the ring. They brawl all the way back to the aisle and eventually out of sight backstage. So expect to see them together in the next few weeks. As always, fantastic match. Young Dragons versus Air Raid. And I really hope for the Cruiserweight tag teams that I brought into the company are really going to develop well at the territory and provide a challenge to these, because you can't keep having the same matches over and over. Shane Douglas lost overness from this. That's a bit disappointing. But he's in the ring. Kanyon comes out and back. They trade insults and look ready to begin fighting when numerous referees, other backstage officials and wrestlers come running out and hold them apart so that they can't go at it. Buff Bagwell for Cat gained overness. That's exactly what we wanted. Buff Blockbuster 1, 2, 3. Then the ref counts to 10. I think that can be called a success overall, but you know, for a feud ender, I'd expect a little bit more than that. But the crowd did quite enjoy it. Lash LaRoe's interview segment went well, and the main event, a very good match between Chavo Guerrero Jr. and Shane Helms. Possible Cruiserweight title match at Slamboree. We'll have to wait and see. And we get 75%. with the obvious weak point here being James Storm versus Brian Knobbs, and then Wrath and Roadkill. But a good event overall. Decent rating, considering it's on a Saturday night. The highest I think we've ever got is 0.50, so that's pretty good. Kurt Hennig wants to go against Shane Douglas. That is exactly my idea for the next feud, whether Hennig has a world title or not. And I think once Hennig and Lash LaRoe finish and Douglas and Kanyon, that will be for one to make Hennig and Douglas. So let's have those two fighting at the next event. Buff and Yang thinks he should be higher up the card. Okay, no problem. Up to upper mid carder, that's fine. Let's see how it's done for Cat 76. It's put him up a fair bit there, and Buff Bagwell 77. So they are gaining heat, and I'm pleased with that. He's still pretty young, 32. Buff Bagwell. I think at least he could go on to win a US title at some point. Lance Storm back to just 1% morale. There's something very wrong with him. I wouldn't be surprised if he checks into rehab soon, because he's appearing on almost every show, and there's usually an underlying reason as to why the morale is so low. 120 workers on the roster, that's a lot more than when I came in. Norman Smiley, he'll probably just become a jobber before I let him leave. Oh, of course, we've got Rikishi, Taz, Bradshaw, and Great Muta joining us as well. Rikishi's another 3 months, but next month we'll have Taz, Bradshaw, and Muta. And when Muta comes, I want to team him back up with Vampiro and recreate the Dark Carnival. Okay, let's have a quick look at these feuds. Interesting, yeah. By cheating, yeah. Clean cut, okay. Nice evenly balanced feud, 3-all with that one. Wall and Sting, that's developed quite nicely. And we've got 2 empty feud slots here. Tuesday, Wednesday next. Have we got any news? 6.43 for Raw, that's a really good rating for them. Okay, they have better workers than us. No shit. Well, 24th of April already, 10 days after Spring Stampede, and we really need to start working towards Slamboree. And because of that lack of extra TV show, we only have 2 TV shows now. The months really seem to be flying by, absolutely whizzing by. So what I'm most interested is seeing at the end of the month how these guys have progressed. I mean, guys like Bulk, I mean, look how he's not over at all. But one plan is to stick a few of these guys into a stable and maybe have a feud with the Extreme Revolution, who haven't been doing much recently. That's a possibility. But with an overness of that, I think Bulk, the UK Pitbulls, will be in quite a while for development territory. The Dups are a lot higher up, 49, and can't even remember what the other one is. But you can see the contract 23,000 a month, and then you look at someone like Norman Smiley, who I'm not using, is on 55,000, double that. So I think and Brian Adams, who's leaving at the end of the month, 65,000 a month. So, you know, once these guys, I don't think finances will be an issue once a few of these guys leave. So, yeah, we'll get Uprising sorted, and then see you next time for hopefully what will be another good, successful show.